let's look at the underhook and the overhook when we're in the standing position. So when we're in the standing position and battling for our grips here, when we're working with the jacket, as Sensei will tell us, like collar grips and sleeve grips kind of stabilize, right? We were talking about this before. And so what were you saying about that?
So the collar grips, like once you have advantage, right? Like a nice strong sleeve grip on the Judo gi or the Jiu-Jitsu gi, like that's not going anywhere. Right? You have one, you have the second one, and now you're like locked into this advantage position. Now you can work from there. Right? Wrestling's a little more fleeting.
Right, wrestling is a little harder, and working with no gi especially, and people don't have like great wrestling skills, doesn't matter. You can be slippery and kind of slick, and then they're slipping things out all the time, right? So how we get our grips is a little bit different, and when we're looking for underhooks or overhooks, a lot of times we get into this battle where we look to take a grip underneath our partner's arm here, either on the near side or the far side here, and this becomes our underhook. And our partner has the overhook of the wizard here, right, with their arm underneath our arm, right? And so when we get into this position, it's a little bit more difficult to maintain, whereas if we have a collar grip and we're holding on the jacket, it's easier to control. So from here, one of the key determinants of success for the underhook or the overhook person is the head position. So if our heads are really far away, for instance, if I have this underhook and I want to control his shoulder and my head is much farther away from his head, now it's a lot easier for him to start to circle his arm out and create the space that he needs to free himself and start coming back inside. The same thing is true on the opposite side, where if I am working here and he wants to have this position, if his head is in nice and tight, it's harder for me to pull my arm out. If there's a lot of space and I'm being defensive, it's easier for me to free my arm and shoot through. So what we need in order to be able to keep our partner in place is good head position. If our head and our hand are very close, now from here, I can keep his keep his arm up high and my elbow up. And when he goes to bring this arm through and be effective with controlling my arm, it's very difficult here, okay? If my head moves away, now from here, not only does he have the ability to circle his arm, but then he can take the inside position with his head. And now from here, it's very difficult for me to use my underhook. So whenever we're in a battle, underhook versus overhook from a standing position, we want to be very conscious of where our head is. Now from this position here, with my head in place, I can start to maneuver his body. For instance, I can lower my level and we can lock the body and we can start to control our partner like this. We can also kind of prompt our partner to take this arm high, right? And when they go to take this arm high, now from here, we can very easily duck around the corner to the back. So whenever you're working overhook, underhook in a standing position, we want to be very conscious about where our head is and how our distance is vis-a-vis our partner. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, maybe let's flip it so they can see the backside of it.
Yeah.
Right, so you have a tight underhook, good head position, right? Now it's very difficult for me to clamp this arm down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so when he's here and you can see the arm, when my elbow comes high and my head is in place, it's very difficult for him to use this arm effectively to control my shoulder. Whereas for me, it's very easy now to start to cut the corner and create space and make our partner, send our partner into a defensive position. So again, like a lot of times, especially in Jiu-Jitsu, no gi, if people don't have a lot of experience with this, they feel like when they get the underhook or they get the overhook here, this is a good working position, and they don't pay attention to where the head is. So we want to be very conscious of coming into a position where we have our, in this case, like our temple or our forehead on our partner's head side on, so that we can control the underhook. Or if what we're looking for is the overhook, we're not leaving our head way outside where our partner can dominate this inside position. Instead, we're looking to take our own position here so that we can start to off-balance our partner and then go in on the attacks, okay? So hopefully this was helpful for you. Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.